If you're like me and you enjoy watching a lot of YouTube videos and you like hearing about all the IT products, then you probably heard about Beenigma. Beenigma is a face cream, and I heard about this all over YouTube, I would say maybe 5 months ago, and I've had people ask me about it, and I thought I wanted to try it because the thing about it is it has bee venom in it, so it was kind of like something I had never heard of before, and it just sounded really interesting. So I thought this would be something that would be really cool to review for you guys. And I reached out to them, so it's not like they reached out to me. I reached out to them saying that I would like to try it because I heard a lot about it, and you know, I would like to do a review on it. So they were nice enough to send it to me, and this was back in, I want to say May. Okay. May. I posted on Instagram like a long time ago, so if you guys follow me, you probably saw, because I wanted to be really honest about it because it's not cheap, and I find like the older I get, I'm starting to like wake up to the fact that yeah, the really good products tend to be a bit more pricey, and it's something that, you know, is a little struggle to kind of force yourself to spend a bit more. And I feel like if I'm going to spend more, I want to know that it's actually going to be worth the money. So that's kind of why I wanted to try it out. I wanted to see, is it really worth the hype, or is it just a bunch of people, you know, talking about it to make commission? I'm just being honest. That's what I kind of wondered. So I'm just going to show you my jar and then I'll talk about it. So that's my jar. As you can see, it is all gone. Oh, there's a little bit left. So here's the thing. If you are willing to pay, it's obviously not cheap. Although they did give me a code that you can get some percentage off. I think it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to misquote. I think 20% off. I'll put it in the description. Honestly, it was so long ago. I'm gonna have to check my emails. I mean, if you're willing to spend it and you know you are getting a bit of a discount, then I have to tell you, I really liked it. And especially going into I was gonna say December, into the winter now where my skin is going to be extremely dry. I was just thinking this morning I would like to get some more. How do I explain this? Okay, so Beenigma, let me show you what it looks like really quick. Where is it? There we go. So you can see kind of like the size of it. You don't need a lot of it. It's a very kind of thick consistency. So it came with like a little scooper. You can use like a really little amount. As I said, I used this from May and we're now in September. Although I would say I kind of like finished it out, I would say like over a month ago. Although I do intend on scraping some pieces out of this. I think in the summer, because my skin, you know, it's hot out, your skin doesn't feel as dry, so I wasn't leaning towards this as much. And also because I really thought that I had less left, I put it kind of aside on my desk with the intentions of doing the review, thinking that it was completely empty, but now I surprised myself, I have a little left. Anyways, let me just tell you what's in it. So it's bee venom, manuka honey, and shea butter. And how do I explain it? It's just really, really nourishing. If you have super dry skin, and if my main issue was like up in here, this region here, because when I smile, I do get all the like fine lines and wrinkles and all that. And I've also had, like, since I was young, when I smile I get like this really big crease under my eye, and that's just how my face is. I've had that like as long as I can remember. So I do like to use stuff under my eyes that will try to kind of help with that. And I know some people out there say that under eye creams are just kind of gimmicky and they don't work. I don't know what to tell you about that. All I can say is the best thing to do is try to keep under there nourished and like moisturize like crazy, because that's really the only way is to prevent it. I don't know that you can actually reverse the wrinkles. I know there's some people on YouTube that said that it got rid of their fine lines, but I have to be honest with you, I I'm not that. That's not my personality to be like all up in the mirror, like, oh, that line there, and then check it a week later. Oh, it's lighter. A week later, oh, it's lighter. That's not me. I'm a bit of a hippie in a way. I'm like, ooh, whatever. Hey, it's a little bit better, blah, blah. I can tell how it feels. It feels amazing. My people, I was just going to say my people. My family, I remember when I went home to visit, after I started using this, she was like, oh, your skin looks so good. And I never really had skin that was problematic, but they just told me it looked like extra good, kind of like glowing sort of good. So I don't know, you can believe it, you can't believe it, it's up to you, but I'm just telling you, from my personal opinion, I do think it's worth the hype. The bee venom, what it does is it goes into the fine lines and it's supposed to kind of like plump it a bit. As I said, I'm not going up to my eye with like a microscope to see if the line has like kind of plumped up. All I can say is that it just feels better. It's something where I have skin that feels thirsty. I think unless you're someone that has this issue with dry skin, you may not understand what I'm talking about, but your skin can literally feel thirsty. Like you come out of the shower and it just dries up where it just feels tight. And when I put this on, I just take a little bit and kind of like put it all over my face. It's just, your face just feels so like rejuvenated, and it's not sort of surface level feeling. It feels like it really goes in there, and I don't know, it just looks great. They also say it helps with acne. Again, I'm not too sure if, I guess it's the Manuka oil or Manuka honey. I don't get a lot of acne, so I couldn't really speak on that. But, I mean, my skin did look really, really good when I used it. So, hey, it is what it is. You can check out more info and a whole bunch of more YouTubers talking about Beenigma. I'm just telling you my personal opinion. Obviously, I liked it enough to start the video with it, so there. Okay, so another moisturizer that I would recommend to people if you do have dry skin. It is a newer product. It is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream, and it is something that I can't pronounce. I'll just show you really close. This has a really sort of watery consistency, very like cooling water kind of, how do I explain? You can kind of see, very, very watery, and it is the type, this might sound strange, but it is the type of moisturizer, you know when you've been in the sun too long and your face is just like toasty, you know, you need that thing that kind of cools it down, or if you just got your eyebrows waxed and you need something to kind of cool down your face, that sort of feeling. It's not heavy, it's very like, this sounds weird, but wet feeling compared to like a thicker moisturizer. And it's just, to me, the best way to explain it is like a really nice cooling feeling. It's something that, honestly, this sounds crazy, but even if you were just hungover, I'm not a big drinker, but like if I feel rough the next day, if I've had like, you know, a couple drinks, as I said, I'm really light drinker, so if I wake up and I just feel rough, or I just had a really late night, this is something that you want to put on your face. It's just like a cooling, refreshing feeling. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm 32 years old, and I'm now really starting to be conscious of just keeping my skin looking the best it can, just so I look decent when I'm a bit older. So lately I've kind of brought oils into my routine. The past I probably never would have thought about oils, but even with my hair now I use oils more than I ever did in the past. So I'm going to mention 2 oils that I use, and I like to use these sort of, I switch things up, I should tell you that. I don't use everything the same like every day in a row for the most part. I do switch things up. Some days I just feel like I'm craving an oil on my face, and my 2 go-to oils, one is more I think of as my day oil or my morning, and one I think of as night. So I'll tell you, the first one is the Tarte Maracuja Oil, and I've been using this for quite a long time. I don't know if you can tell by the bottle how much is left. Can you see? No, probably not. Anyways, it's up to here left. So I'll tell you this. When you buy something like this, you feel like, oh, I don't want to spend that much money. I think it was probably like $40 or something. I can be really cheap at times. And I got this at Ulta last Christmas, and it's lasted for so long. So just keep that in mind. Even with the Beenigma, it feels like a lot of money, but if you really think about how long something's gonna last, and you just kind of compare it to, okay, this thing's cheaper, but I'm gonna have to keep buying more, then it kind of equals out. And I'll tell you, I used to use the Oil of Olay rejuvenating serum, and I loved that. That was like my thing for a long time. But it was about like $29 or something like that, close to that. And I felt like I was going out of it like this. I guess because it is a serum, and I don't know, I felt like I had to use a fair bit of it. I just went out of it so fast that it just didn't feel like the best option for me. So I do like to think of things that are gonna last me, you know, a while and do work really well. So I love to put this on after I have a shower and I need to like really bring some moisture into my face. I'll use this. It's very, I want to say it's lightweight, where you can go and put on your makeup if you want after this, and it's not going to mess up. It's not going to like make it all runny or anything. It's nothing like that. It's going to go right into your face and give you like a nice sort of smooth finish without being too oily or greasy. And if you're someone that suffers from acne, or if you have breakouts, I still use this when I had breakouts and it didn't make anything worse, because it is a feeling that is not super greasy, if that makes any sense. Bio oil. I'm just going to be honest, I was hearing through the grapevine that bio oil is good for anti-aging, so I went into my cupboards and I knew I had this, and I pulled it out. And when I was on vacation in Barbados and I was in the sun a lot, I was really trying to use a lot of like sun protectors on my face, because I know sun is horrible for your skin, and especially for the aging process. So I actually use this a lot at night. I would do my regular washing my face, and I would cover my face in this at night. It is a bit on the greasy side compared to, say, the Maracuja oil, but in my head I was like, I'm getting younger as I sleep. Just joking, I'm not like that obsessed. But it did make my skin feel really, really good, or look really good in the morning. So I just thought that was worth mentioning as well. Apparently it's really good for stretch marks too. I am not too sure. Oh, and scars. And uneven skin tone. And dehydrated skin. So yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people are familiar with, bio oil, but thought I would mention it just in case. The last thing I want to talk about is a line that I think will appeal to anyone out there that is not into using chemicals. As you know, a lot of chemicals these days can be linked to cancer, and I mentioned in a video before I'm starting to use a healthier deodorant, and where I can, I'm going to start trying to implement more natural options as well. Obviously, I use many products that are not natural and do have chemicals, and makeup that also have chemicals, but where I can try to kind of fit it in, I'm going to try to do that. I do have family members that are very adamant about not using products with harmful chemicals in them, and it's kind of rubbed off on me, or made me a little bit more conscious. So when I heard about this line, I reached out to them and I asked if I could try some of the products and then talk about it with you guys, because I figure that someone out there that's watching may benefit from this. So I really quickly want to just tell you a little bit about this company, because as I said, I think the story behind it is very interesting, and I feel like there's someone out there that may benefit from using this line. So really quickly, it is the Kelly Teegarden line. Basically, Kelly is she is a stage 3 thyroid cancer survivor, misdiagnosed in 2008 and given a 50-50 chance of survival and a 50-50 chance of being mute. Her prayer to God before surgery: if you give me another chance to raise my children, I'll do something that will make a difference in the world. She passionately takes cancer prevention very seriously and formulated her cutting-edge anti-aging products to have no known cancer-causing ingredients. So I thought this was really interesting, and I don't know, it appealed to me, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. She has a whole line of products manufactured in the USA, and the skincare is scientifically proven to have no known cancer-causing ingredients. They're natural preservatives, instant hydration, anti-aging. And she also does lip gloss and They're non-toxic. As you know, a lot of lipsticks these days have signs of lead in them. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about it. I used her products for just about a week now, so I can give you a little bit of an idea of how I find them. I do find them moisturizing. I use the Rejuvenate Anti-Aging Night Cream or Hydration Mask. Even though it is a night cream, as I said, I have really dry skin, so I actually liked this in the day. It was fine for me. If you don't have really dry skin and you want something a little bit lighter, she has the Radiant Anti-Aging Facial Cream, and it looks like this. This is a lighter consistency. I would say that this is probably very good for someone that also has very sensitive skin with a lot of allergies as well. So it's cruelty-free, wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. And then on top of that, there's also the Natural Eye Cream, which is rose and cucumber. I've used all of this. And I didn't mention this, but obviously Vaseline and cocoa butter and coconut oil. Those three, I didn't even mention them, but I turn to those as well, especially going into the winter months. I love those as well. Okay, so I hope I haven't rambled too long. I swear I did, so I'm really sorry if this was super long, but hopefully it was informative to someone out there. And if you did enjoy this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, so I'll see you guys next time. My eyebrows